This hole appeared out of nowhere, only now have scientists solved the mystery. One of these is the mysterious hole that opened in Lake Berryessa, which opened up seemingly out of nowhere last year. Nobody was certain what it was, where it came from or where the water was going. Then Evan Kilkees used a drone to explore the strange pit, and what he found inside was truly outrageous. Kilkees, who's known on YouTube as Evan K, is an adrenaline junkie who worked at the boat and jet ski rental at Lake Berryessa. But he loved drones, and in his spare time he explored the lake with his drone. One day while flying the drone, he noticed something weird. Kilkees noticed what appeared to be a large hole on Lake Berryessa, but when he went to examine deeper, he quickly regretted it. A gigantic hole in the lake's surface, the weird shape had suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and he wanted to know what it was. But when he began to fly his drone towards the massive hole on the lake, he encountered an unexpected obstacle. When Evan's drone approached the hole, the screen began to flash, and he managed to navigate it back to safety just in time. Kilkees didn't want to risk losing the drone in the hole because the battery was low. He immediately took a look at the footage after safely landing the drone. He knew he had uncovered something amazing, but he still didn't know what was inside. Kilkees wanted to keep exploring the hole in the lake, but he didn't know how. How was he supposed to see what was inside the enormous hole? He'd just found that his drone wouldn't survive, and he wasn't about to risk jumping down there. Evan devised a strategy to obtain film from inside the lake anomaly after some thought. Kilkees piloted the drone towards the large crater, scanning the perimeter for anything out of the ordinary. He would study anything that sparked his curiosity, but without knowing the cause of the hole, he was unprepared for the mission's tremendous undertaking. California had had a severe drought in the previous decade. This had destabilized the environment in the area, including Lake Berryessa, whose water levels had considerably fallen, leaving the lake nearly barren. What was once a roaring waterbed was now a desolate, parched landscape. Locals had no idea this land could or would be rebuilt, but when it eventually began to rain, something extraordinary happened. As the rains started in California, they poured, which was a huge relief. The area was no longer parched, and Lake Berryessa was undergoing a spectacular transformation. In fact, the hole discovered by Evan K, which was up to 72 feet wide, developed after the severe rains had stopped. Yet holes don't appear out of nowhere, there had to be a reason. Meanwhile, the massive hole had drawn more than just Kilkees' attention. Anyone driving near that area of the dam was left wondering about it. Onlookers gathered from all over and they stared at the seemingly bottomless opening, but when Evan Kilkees did a little more investigating, he got to the bottom of the truth. When Kilkees brought his drone to the lakeside, he was ready for an amazing discovery. He flew the drone right towards the hole, and as it neared, he noticed nothing strange. Kilkees was caught off guard as the drone went over the dam wall. Water was rushing out of the hole's bottom like a big gutter spewing water from a massive rainfall. Ironically, Kilkees had discovered the same thing. The strange hole was actually a man-made slipway. Kilkees revealed that the slipway was built at the same time as Lake Berryessa, California's sixth largest man-made lake with an unfathomable volume of water. The slipway had been created to make sure that the lake would never overflow. It also keeps the area and the dam wall safe from a build-up of water pressure. But why? Hadn't anyone seen this in over 10 years? Well, since California had experienced a prolonged drought and the water level was so low, the slipway had no real purpose for many years. So, the slipway was closed and eventually forgotten. Now, in most cases, slipways often run through sections of the dam wall over them, but an unusual design for Lake Berryessa led to the appearance of a hole in the lake. Evan Kilkees uploaded the drone footage to his YouTube channel, which at the time had about 32,000 followers. Most of his videos were watched a few hundred to a couple of thousand times, but the video clips of the slipway caught the attention of millions, and despite the fairly simple explanation, the hole still mesmerizes people. Although the mystery of the hole has been solved, people continue to feel a strange pull towards it, and if you haven't seen it yourself, you should definitely do it. If you happen to be in California, it's worth a trip to see Lake Berryessa and its mysterious hole.